Let's see if my computer can handle all this.
Do you think it's gonna just die on you or something?
It might, bro. Honestly.
It's gonna blow up. It's gonna blow up.
Okay.
Streaming, you know, seeing my feed, you know, you broadcasting your mic to the stream as well to me, as well as streaming your video twice. I don't know, man. It's a lot.
Okay. Let me see if I can get you in here now. If not, I can get you to... No, that won't work. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work out.
Oh, gosh. My hair is a mess. So bad.
Okay, I think we're good. Say something?
Yeah? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing,
Yeah.
testing.
Okay.
Awesome.
Alright. Let's just try it and see what happens.
Alright. Let's go.
It says I have good connection.
Are you using Wi-Fi or are you using
Wi-Fi.
Ethernet?
I'd love to get
Let's
Ethernet.
hope your Wi-Fi stays good.
Maybe when I live in my actual house with my wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can like drill a hole in the wall or something, feed the cables through.
Yeah, alright, we're public. What's up, guys? It's Pastor
Awesome.
Jordan. I'm here with Bursting Molecule.
So,
And we're just gonna react to some crazy top 10 videos. That's what we're doing today. This one is 11 humans found inside animals. So I hope you're ready for that.
Number 11. Akbar Salubiro. Residents of a remote village on Indonesia's West Sulawesi Island became concerned when Akbar Salubiro went.
is there anything happening on the
He'd
video?
gone
Because
to
I can't
harvest
see anything.
palm
It's all
oil
just...
from a plantation near his home when he didn't return.
It is.
5-year-old's friends and relatives
Kinda.
started searching for him. It wasn't long
It's a
before
little
they found
delayed, but...
an enormous
It doesn't ever actually show like footage of anything happening. It's all just kind of like B-roll.
23 feet long and looked
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it had just eaten a big meal. The search party feared the worst and started slicing open the python's stomach with an 18-inch knife.
What?
They
Dude, that's a whole
Salabiro's
person in there.
lifeless body was revealed,
Oh my
much to the
gosh.
horror of everyone present. The
What's
remains
up,
were
Volt?
oddly intact, as the snake had swallowed the man whole after constricting.
That's a
him.
whole
Jeez.
person inside this
Most
snake,
pythons would
dude.
struggle with swallowing humans whole, since it's too much even for their highly flexible jaws. Still, given enough time to properly squeeze the bones, exceptionally large pythons may succeed.
That's disgusting.
Number 10. Shark arm case.
Wow.
This is a captivating murder mystery that started with a tiger shark at an Australian aquarium. In April of 1935,
This really makes
within
me
a
want to
week
go
of being
like
put
do
on
some
display
research and stuff
at the
about
Coogee
this.
Aquarium
For
Bar,
real.
Honestly.
the shark fell ill and vomited in front of a crowd. Afterwards, an arm that had a distinctive tattoo was left floating in the water. The limb had actually been swallowed by a smaller shark, which was then devoured
Gross.
by the tiger shark. The arm was
What?
later identified as belonging to former boxer and small-time criminal James Jim.
What is a
Smith,
small-time
who was in
criminal?
since April the 7th.
I guess it means he was doing it on his part time. You know, the rest of his time he was, you know, working.
The rest of his time he was like a minister of the gospel.
Yeah.
All right then.
Smith's former partner had agreed to
Part-time
cooperate
pastor,
with the police,
half-time
but
criminal.
he was later found dead in his car, shot 3 times at close range. No one was ever convicted of Smith's murder, and the Shark arm case, which remains unsolved, became legendary in Australia's legal history.
I feel like that's something that would
Remains
happen
found
more
inside saltwater
like in
crop.
Florida.
For real.
The South Alligator River
a
in
Florida
Australia's
type of
Northern
story.
Territory owns its fear-inducing name to a historical misinterpretation of its native animals. There are no alligators in the river, as it's actually inhabited by the larger and more aggressive saltwater crocodile. In the summer of 2014, at Kakadu National Park, an elderly man was snatched from a boat by one of the beasts. The attack happened right in front of his family, and the massive reptile was close to 16 feet long. When saltwater crocs get to such proportions, they're virtually unchallenged.
Let me know if
by
stream
any
is okay
predator in their habitat.
and everything looks
As
good.
rangers were searching for
What's
the
up, Sean G?
62-year-old, they
So yeah,
It
I'm
looks
here.
good to me.
I'm here with my man Bursting
one of the
Molecule,
human remains in his
What's,
stomach, which
what's
my
DNA analysis
my Discord
subsequently
manager.
connected to the missing
Is that what I am?
Well, you're my friend first,
James
but
Bartley.
that might help them understand a little bit more
Yeah.
After James
about who
Bartley
you are.
died, the words on his
I'm a really
tombstone
smart
read,
Discord guy.
"A modern-day
I know how it
giant."
works.
This
A
is
Discord
an
mod?
incredible story, which, although disputed, is nevertheless fascinating. At some point during
Dude,
the
your
late
hair's getting
19th
long again,
century,
bro.
Bartley's
I
whaling
know,
was
I'm
attacked
so
by a
happy.
sperm whale off the Falkland
I'm really
Islands.
happy about it.
During the cetaceous
Volt said my
ocean,
boss.
Barkley ended up in
My
the whale's mouth and
boss.
swallowed whole. The whale later died of constipation and was caught by Bartley's peers. It
Bro,
was hot,
I feel like I'm
and the men
about to die of
decided to skin the
constipation
whale
sometimes.
so that its
Okay.
meat wouldn't rot. As
A
they
whale ate a
were
person
open,
and
the
died
whales
of
were stunned to
constipation.
find Bartley inside, still alive. It's said that he'd spent 36 hours inside
Oh
the
wow,
whale.
bro, this is like
Gastric
Jonah.
juices had bleached his
Yeah,
skin
for
and he
real.
was blind for the rest of his life. But he
That's
survived.
so.
right?
According to some reports,
Yeah,
Bartley
hold
returned
up.
to work only a few weeks after he'd been cut.
So there's real stories of that happening, right? Where people are actually swallowed by whales, and then they do come out like all white, and like because the stomach acid eats all your melanin, and then it never comes back, and so they come out like super
like they
super white.
survive,
Yeah, they
right?
survive. Yeah, you can live in there.
That's so cool.
So it's like, you know, the Bible talks about the story of Jonah, and it says big fish, so we don't know what ate him, but like I guess it's proven that people have lived inside the stomach of certain fish
That's
or
actually
whales
really
and have
cool.
lived like to talk about it.
That's super cool.
So there's multiple occurrences of that happening, which is kind of crazy.
Out of the whale. The veracity of his story has been questioned. A sperm whale is the largest of the toothed cetaceans and is quite capable of swallowing a human being whole.
Yeah, I bet.
However, they'd more likely drown or suffocate in the animal's stomach. Number 7.
Yeah, that's the thing. How would there be like enough oxygen to survive
Yeah.
a
This is
long
another
amount of time?
python attack that ended with the serpent swallowing a human whole. Much like in the case of Akbar Salubiro, the victim also hailed from Sulawesi, Indonesia. In June of 2018, Watiba disappeared while checking on her vegetable garden. Villagers mounted a search and they found the woman's sandals and machete a day later.
Of course, like
Nearby, the search
fragments,
party also found
pieces.
a giant reticulated
Another
snake,
bro.
belly. They believed that the lethargic beast had swallowed
Another
Tiba, so
snake.
they killed it and carried it out of the garden. The snake was then eviscerated in front of a large crowd.
Gosh.
The villagers' suspicions were confirmed as Tiba's lifeless
Wow.
Dude, that guy in the
body was
corner
found
looks so done. Like, really? Why do I have to be here?
the victim's circulation, depriving the brain of oxygen. While the python can kill its prey rather rapidly, digestion of a large meal can take a long time and usually
Yeah.
leaves the slow-moving snake vulnerable. This is why the animal is never far from where the victim was last seen.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Michael Ford.
Yeah, snakes you don't have to feed
Police
very
in Polk
often.
County, Florida, were called
True,
to
true.
a Mosaic phosphate mine
Why isn't my
after
phone
one
charging?
employee had seen an alligator with its jaws still clamped on a human body. It was spotted in a canal on company grounds. The victim was subsequently identified as 45.
He looks like another small-time criminal.
Officers from
I know,
the
right?
Fish and Wildlife
He looks like a
Commission
medium-time
called to the
criminal.
scene was successful in trapping and killing the gator. The beast was about 12 feet long and weighed an estimated
That's not that
450
big for a
pounds,
gator.
meaning it was about
To be
3
eating
times
a
heavier
person?
than a beer keg. The gator was dissected and the contents of his stomach revealed one of Ford's hands as well as one of his feet. It remained unclear what the man was doing on Mosaic company grounds in the first place.
Oh, so they didn't even know I was there.
Ford
Medium-time
was
criminal,
by the
of
gator.
course.
Number 5.
Hey, what's up,
Hand
Crazy Jays?
Found inside the
And
shark.
found.
In the fall of 2019, the tiger shark was captured and killed off the French island of Reunion.
A lot of them are
Madagascar.
sharks and
The shark was considered a threat
crocodiles,
to
huh?
beachgoers,
And
as
snakes.
it was
Snakes,
seen
snakes.
swimming dangerously close to the shore. The animal was cut open, and inside its
Jeez.
stomach, a severed hand was found. The
Dude.
victim still had his wedding ring on. It was later determined it belonged to a Scottish tourist.
He was committed
who'd
till
been
the
reported
end,
missing.
bro. He was
Right.
committed till
The
the
man,
end.
described as a strong swimmer, had disappeared after
I
entering the
found one
water.
shark.
His
I've
grief-stricken
been having
wife
the same issue,
subsequently
dude.
recognized the wedding band that had been found on the severed hand. Number 4. Ricky Gagne. On July the 26th of 2020,
Oh, this is recent.
teenager Ricky Gagne disappeared while looking
Oh,
for
it is,
snails
huh?
near a river in the Tanjung Manis district of Malaysia.
This is like 1 year
His
ago.
family filed out a missing persons report, but Gagne's aunt had reportedly seen him get snatched from the shore by a massive saltwater crocodile.
Oh,
The
those
reptile
things
had
do
clamped
get
its jaws on the teen's
huge.
leg and then dragged him underwater. Within a week,
I feel like
the
a
15-foot
crocodile
long
is
crocodile
actually
was
really
caught by
likely
search and
to
rescue teams
attack
who
or
used
eat a
the
person.
chicken as
Saltwater
bait.
crocs,
The beast
those
was
are the
cut
ones that
open in
get
front of
super
Gagne's
big.
family and the police. According to the authorities, several human body parts and clothing items were recovered
My
from inside
gosh,
the crocodile.
dude.
Bro.
Gagne's family
This is
took his remains
crazy.
back to their village so that they could organize a funeral. Number 3. Finger inside snapping turtle.
Oh,
Snapping
In
turtles
June of
bite
2018,
hard,
an
bro.
unnamed
Yeah, they do,
man
they do.
Shout out Brave
they caught an
Wilderness.
alligator
I've
snapping
Coyote
turtle
Peterson.
and was preparing the animal.
Oh,
Inside
yeah,
the
yeah,
turtle's
yeah.
stomach, he was shocked to find a human finger.
What's
Aside
up, guys, in the
from a
stream?
massive
Let me know how you guys are
dinosaur
having. Like, let me know what's up with you guys. Let me know if you're having a good day. Let me know how you guys
are.
are. Crazy Jays, I'm having a good day today.
The authorities tried to use fingerprint analysis to find out
Really?
who the digit belonged to, but were unsuccessful.
Okay,
Hospitals
that
in
makes
the
sense.
area
I was like,
didn't
there's
report
no
any
way they're gonna
injury
figure
that
out
would have
who it
explained
is.
the mysterious finger.
Nope.
One theory is that the turtle had been illegally kept as an exotic pet, and that it attacked its owner, who
dude
in
is
turn
glad that they never
abandoned
figured
the
it out
animal
who
in
it
the
was.
river.
If nobody came forward and
Yes,
said that's my
right.
finger, they were up to no good to begin with.
Yeah,
In
yeah, yeah.
2018 on the island of
Dude,
Borneo,
animals are
the
just
search
doing
for
the
Agnes
world a
O'Reilly
service by
concluded.
taking out all these medium to small time
Yeah, yeah.
criminals.
The 36-year-old palm oil plantation worker was missing an arm
Yeah, for sure.
and a leg. An enormous 20-foot
Dang,
long
good job, Will.
saltwater crocodile was spotted nearby. The beast was killed, and Irang's missing limbs were discovered
Ay, ay, ay.
inside its stomach. The
Gross.
massive croc had more likely drowned Irang than death roll to break off his arm and leg,
I can believe
which it
that.
then swallowed whole. A death roll is a ruthless attack that most croc species are known to unleash. The jaws
It
of
sounds like a
20-foot
Pokemon
saltwater
attack.
croc are
For real.
basically inescapable. Once it clamps on,
begins to twist its body, ravaging the victim's bones, tendons, and tissues, completely tearing.
Did the voice
off
just
large
get high
portions
pitched
of
for
the
you?
body. Should the croc's victim still be alive, the pain they'd experience would be excruciating.
Official They Will Kill You merchandise is now available.
Dude, shout out They Will Kill You.
They
They're
will
so
kill
kind.
you.com.
Go
Some
subscribe
of
to
it
them.
is to die for.
It started lagging out.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix something on my
Skull found inside
my OBS real quick.
Me too.
It should go back to
One
normal.
of the most gruesome incidents to have occurred in recent years involved an enormous tiger shark and horribly mangled, partially digested human remains. In October of 2014, fishermen in the Philippines caught the tiger shark and cut it open. What they found inside, however, filled them with horror. A foul odor rose through the air as the shark's stomach revealed a leg and a human head.
Wow.
Remained unidentified, but it could have been one of two passengers who'd gone missing after a ferry had sunk in the area a month prior.
Could you imagine
The
a
fishermen
shark
only
eats your
took the
head
shark's
off?
head and fins, throwing the rest
Yeah.
of it in the water. After the beast's jaw dried up in the sun, it was measured as about 1.5 feet in diameter. A shark expert
Oh, yeah,
argued
yeah.
that judging by the jaw, the beast could have weighed up to a
Ay,
staggering
ay, ay, bro.
1,300 pounds.
1,300
Knowing it
pounds,
had
bro.
taken a human life, one of the fishermen's wives
I'm never
wouldn't
getting
even
back
look
in the
at the
water.
jaw, fearing that the spirit of the victim might haunt
Dude,
her
sailors and like people from the
family.
sea are so
She'd rather
superstitious.
be swallowed alive by a
All right,
They
so
really are, though, huh?
yeah, we got
I've
when
never actually thought
Walmart
about
when Walmart goes wrong, or 11 hunters who became the hunted,
everything wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh.
or 9 most difficult prison regimes.
The prison one sounds interesting.
All right.
Is
Hey,
there
what's
is
up,
there
the
anything? One thing like that I've kind of been curious about.
Okay,
Are there any
Let's
videos
cut right
about
to the
like
chase.
what's it called? Death row foods. I've heard that like people have ordered some really weird last meals for
Yeah,
death row,
dude. Some
but
people. I heard
I've
one
never
dude ate
really
like a whole
done
Bible.
research on it. Seriously?
Yeah, like he ate a whole Bible.
Wow,
System and
that's really crazy.
Black Dolphin. Near the border with Kazakhstan is one of Russia's oldest and toughest prisons. It's been
Wow.
in use since at least 1745, when it was operated as a hard labor camp. Its current common name is Black Dolphin, derived from a sculpture made by inmates which is
Wow.
found at the front entrance.
That's
This
cool.
notoriously strict prison is the final destination for many prisoners serving life sentences. It houses hundreds of the country's most dangerous murderers, molesters, terrorists, and cannibals.
Hey, cannibals!
Arriving inmates
Bro,
are unlike
what?
from identifying escape routes. They're then locked behind a set of three
Okay.
steel doors and are
It's not
only
even
let
just
out of
like
their cells for an
cannibal,
hour
it's
and a
plural.
half.
Right, there's
multiple
multiple people eaters in there.
in a large cage while the cells are inspected. The
Well, I
inmates
can guess what their
are
last
in
meal was.
isolation,
I know,
with
right?
guards checking up on them every 15 minutes.
That's
There's
crazy.
reportedly one strict rule according to which they aren't allowed to rest or sit on their bunks from the time they wake until bedtime, roughly 16 hours. Every command made by their supervising officers must be answered with, "Yes, sir." Whenever the inmates are transported through the prison, they are handcuffed behind the back and held in a stress position, meant to give the guards full control while
Alright.
limiting the inmates' view of their surroundings.
All right, Crazy J's, you too, bro.
Number 8. USP Florence, AdMax.
That didn't seem that bad.
Alright,
USP
Crazy J.
Florence is the only Supermax prison in the United States, and is designed to hold inmates deemed most capable
That looks
of
like that
extreme
one place
violence.
on
They
Warzone.
include high-profile terrorists, gang
The
lords,
Gulag?
and serial killers. They're held in single cells for 23 hours per day and supervised round the clock.
That's
the perimeter
more
of
tough.
USP
TV,
Florence features
TV,
pressure
the tank
pads,
is like-
a multitude of motion detectors and cameras, in addition to a 12-foot tall razor wire fence. It has numerous remote control doors, and the entire facility can be locked down at the push of a button. The sinks, desks, stools, and beds in the cells are made almost entirely of poured concrete
Interesting.
to
Wow.
prevent prisoners from harming themselves. The 4 inches by 4
think you
feet
could
windows
self-harm yourself
are
with
designed
that
in
stuff.
such a way
Right?
that inmates never know their exact
Like all
location
you gotta do is
in
just
prison.
bang
After
your
a few
head
years
against
of
it.
extreme confinement and strictly limited
23 hours a day in your
some
cell, though,
may
is a
be
little
transferred to a
intense.
prison with
Yeah,
fewer
I think so.
restrictions.
Like
According
no
to recent
contact or
reports,
anything.
No, there's
suicide
no
attempts are
like
relatively
general
common in
population,
Florence and
nothing.
don't
That's that'll make you
Yeah,
go crazy.
that's the
number
thing
of
is it
inmates
drives people
launched
crazy.
a
You know,
federal
you have to have
action
people to
against
talk
the
to.
prison.
Well, I don't play
Alleging
Warzone anymore
chronic
because I don't have a
improper
gaming
attention
system
given to
anymore.
those
But
suffering
I
from
definitely miss it.
Severe mental illnesses.
It's a good game.
Number 7. La Tumba.
La Tumba.
La Tumba, which translates as the tomb, is
Ooh.
an underground detention facility in Caracas,
Caracas.
Venezuela. It's part of the tower which serves as the headquarters for the Bolivarian Intelligence Service. Prisoners are kept in small
You know they're
cells
getting
with
tortured in there, bro.
constant bright lights,
Yeah, for sure.
which cause them to lose their sense of time. There are
Oh
no
my
windows,
gosh.
and the only sound that they hear is that of the Caracas
That is
prison
torture.
trams.
Come on, that's torture.
Yeah,
The inmates have
yeah.
no possibility of interaction because each cell is aligned next to one another. Security protocols require any visitors to
What's up, Dolphy?
strip searches
Wow.
performed by multiple secret intelligence personnel.
Wow.
Due to the inhumane living conditions, political prisoners held in La Tumba for extended periods of time tend to become very
I
ill.
bet.
Even so, they are reportedly often denied medical
Seriously?
treatment.
Bro,
Bro.
it's another country, man. That's not the USA anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Ironically known as the Bangkok Hilton, Bangkok prison in Thailand's
That's
capital
crazy.
city is known worldwide for having a brutal regime. It was built for 3,500 inmates, but houses over 8,000,
Oh gosh.
most of whom are serving at least
gosh.
25 years. New
Wow.
prisoners for 3 months must always wear shackles.
For
The
3
inmates on
months?
death row also have shackles welded to their legs.
What?
Only one meal is served per day, usually consisting of a bowl of rice and soup. Most prisoners are not only malnourished, but they also contract
Yeah, I
diseases,
bet.
resulting from faulty running water and sewage
Oh my
systems.
gosh.
Bro.
These issues are only made worse by the severe overcrowding.
That's wild,
Number
dude.
5.
That
Like
is, I
Zion.
agree. That's crazy.
Rapper Lil Wayne, punk icon Sid Vicious, and Mark David Chapman, the man who killed John Lennon, have all at
John
some
Lennon
point
was killed?
gone through Rikers Island,
It's
New
not
York
like
City's
died.
largest and most
Natural
famous jail,
causes.
found between Queens and the Bronx. The massive facility handles an average of 10,000
Wow,
inmates
that's a
daily.
lot.
Wow, yeah,
Even though
that's
it generally
that is a
holds
lot.
low-grade
Jeez.
offenders, Rikers Island has a notorious record of systematic abuse. According to the New York Times, in 2013 alone, over 129 inmates were severely injured by the
What?
guards. The list of injuries
These
included
things are
brutal head
crazy.
wounds, deep cuts and broken
Dude,
bones. To
like,
make matters worse,
you know
the
prison
vast
guards get,
majority
like,
of
a
those
superiority
inmates had already been
complex
diagnosed with
doing
mental
that for so
illnesses.
long, you know?
Throughout the years at Rikers, there have also been reports of guards often sanctioning violence between inmates.
Oh,
Some
yeah, of
guards
course.
would reportedly select inmates to act as enforcers on their behalf. It's this constant friction that has gradually led to an increase of violence at Rikers Island.
Interesting.
Over 9,400 assaults were registered in 2015 alone. The prison's infamous reputation is why the New York City Council has recently voted
What's
to
up,
have
Matt?
it closed down by 2026.
Oh,
I'm pretty good, bro. How are you?
What?
Ads, bro.
Who's the guy who goes number 15?
Oh, I hate that. Dude. I hate that voice, bro. I can't watch him. I cannot.
Piatkov prison.
Like, iconic voice, but I can't do it.
Poland is home
Yeah,
to some
yeah.
of the most dangerous criminals in the country, but also to a number of those deemed too violent.
I'm gonna start
for
sending you
European
voice messages now, being like,
incarceration
number
facilities. Inmates will never
2.
bring a
I
monetary
can't
penalty
handle him, bro. I cannot. He's awful.
Despite
It's
its
gonna be
imposing
so funny.
size, the feel of Piatkov
And, like, I go in the comment
is often
sections, and it's
described as
nothing but people saying, like, why do you do this with your
constructed in
voice?
such a manner that inmates are isolated
Yeah, that makes
and have
sense.
minimal
And I feel like at
contact
that point,
with
like, it's
This
just,
is meant to
you know
prevent
exactly who I'm
prison
talking
gang
about.
culture.
I know exactly who
Yeah,
you're talking
yeah.
about
Amphetamines.
when you just mock his
Piatkov
voice.
has
So I
an
feel like at that
extreme
point,
isolation cell.
keep the voice because it separates you from all these other,
Breaking
like,
down even the most
voiceover
hardened
channels, you
criminals.
know?
It's a 6x3 feet
Yeah.
room in which inmates are held with their hands and feet shackled. A sensory deprivation helmet is placed on their heads, which prevents them from seeing, hearing, and even
Stop.
speaking.
No.
This form of psychological
That's
torture was
terrible.
reportedly
Right?
to subdue prisoners that have repeated violent
Bro, I don't
outbursts.
think I could go like 2 hours with something on my head that would block out all noise.
Well, they
all
have,
sight.
San Quentin
um,
State Prison has what has been described as
They have, like, the sensory deprivation chambers, and it's supposed to be, like, therapeutic. But you get into this chamber, and it's soundproof. It's pitch black. And, like,
They
put you,
it's
if you
so
put you,
weird.
they put you in room temperature water, so that you can't feel anything. So you get in there and you spend like an hour or two in there, and you literally, like, time doesn't exist anymore. You can't
Yeah.
see, you can't hear.
That's supposed to be therapy?
It's supposed to be therapeutic. Like, I don't
Seriously?
know how. But then you're in the water too, and it's room temperature. So then, like, you could get to a point where you don't even feel like you're in water. But because you're in water, you know, the way that you feel things is different. So you don't
Yeah.
feel like you're just sitting in a room, you know?
So is this something in prisons, or is this like something you can
No, this is
go
something you
schedule?
can go sign up for. There's a video,
Oh my gosh.
you know Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link?
No, I do not.
Okay, they're a super popular channel, and he did it at one point.
What did he think of it?
He said it drove him crazy. It's funny because they come out of it, and they're literally, like, out of it.
I
Like,
bet, yeah.
they're so disoriented coming back to reality.
I really think it would depend on the mindset you have when you go in there, because if you go in there out of like fear and stuff, you know, you're gonna start focusing on bad thoughts. And
Well,
whatever.
yeah, they
And
say
then
that
you're
a lot
gonna
of
come out-
people.
you're gonna come out like really bad. But if you go in there like, you know, like thinking about where you're at in life and how you want to change it, it really like gives you kind of a spiritual.
Well, a lot of people
kind of-
go in there and they have like hallucinations, or they'll hear voices, or they'll see faces and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's definitely like, the mind plays tricks on you when it has nothing to focus
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
it's definitely crazy. I don't know that I would want to try it, but
I don't know if I'd want to try it either.
it's
That's scary.
definitely crazy.
largest death row in the Western Hemisphere. Throughout San Quentin's history, 215 prisoners were
Matt, I've been a
executed by
pastor
hand.
since 2018,
186 died in the gas
so a
chamber,
while.
and 11 were given the lethal injection.
Dolphy? I don't think
the
so.
state of California has temporarily
I like NF, but I don't know that I like
suspended
reacting to him.
San Quentin remains a brutal prison to be locked up in. Inmates exercising rows of independent cages.
That's
Even
insane.
sessions of
That
group
is literally
therapy
putting them in a
are
cage.
often held with each prisoner segregated in a small cage. Prisoners deemed the worst of the worst are housed in a building called the Adjustment Center,
Interesting.
the harshest of the death row units. Due to California's long appeal process. The inmates may spend years on end inside cells which are 6 by 9 feet,
Bro.
smaller than the standard parking spot.
Wow.
There are no chairs or desks, nor are there proper sources of natural light or airflow.
Bro.
Human interaction is virtually inexistent.
I can't
While
handle
the
that,
adjustment
bro.
center
That's
is
crazy.
immersed in constant
That honestly,
stress
death would be
causing
better than that,
sleep
you know?
deprivation.
Yeah.
It's due to this incredibly tough regime that it's been argued more people on death row at San Quentin have died from suicide.
Yeah, and then we wonder why
Today's topic is
suicide
suggested by
like
Bobby Furman.
statistics are
If you
so
haven't
high.
read
It's
the
because
topic,
we
you can
put our
join and
inmates
subscribe.
through this
Yeah,
It's
it's
hell,
wild,
like,
dude.
section below.
experience.
Evin Prison.
It's crazy.
Evin Prison, located in the eponymous neighborhood of Tehran, Iran, has been criticized by human rights groups for severe abuses against its political prisoners. Evin has denied access to these groups for years and is believed
So
to
if they're
have
political prisoners,
various
you know
atrocities such
there's
as
torture
rape,
going on.
severe beatings, and other forms of horrendous torture. The prison has become known for its extensive use of white torture.
What's white
While this
torture?
doesn't involve physically assaulting the inmate, it wreaks havoc on their mind. Their cell is entirely white with no windows. The clothes are also white, while the neon lights above them, which are always on, are positioned so that no shadows are
What?
shown. Prisoners aren't allowed to speak, their cell is soundproof, and the guards wear padded shoes to avoid making any noise. The surfaces are smooth, robbing inmates of variable tactile sensations, and the food they're served
What's
is
up,
also
Philip?
white,
Oh my
usually
gosh.
unseasoned rice. Some prisoners at Evin were reportedly held for years in such conditions. They gradually begin to lose their sense of self and suffer hallucinations or psychotic episodes.
Yeah.
The first documented report of white torture at Evin came in 2004 from writer Amir Abbas Fakrava, who'd been in prison for making
Okay.
comments on Iranian
My
authorities
gosh,
in his
dude.
book. Writer Ebrahim Nabavi was also subjected to white torture and claimed that even after
There's
he
like
left
studies
Evin,
of this stuff
he
on
couldn't sleep
YouTube that
without
I've
bed
watched,
and still
Yeah,
found
and
yeah.
it
people like
mentally
go through it just for like
excruciating.
experiments for a few hours, and it drives them crazy, dude.
On my heritage,
Yeah.
of your family tree, and make
I was watching one guy do like Japanese or Chinese water torture. Or
Oh,
something,
yeah.
where you get tied up and like
Number
water
one.
drips
Yeah.
on your face,
Sednaya Prison.
and he started freaking
Sednaya
out.
Prison, operated by the
It's
Syrian
really
government
interesting
near
and
Damascus,
crazy stuff.
has been reported as responsible for utterly horrific human rights abuses. It earned a reputation as the military prison where detainees were taken to die. Over 13,000 people are believed to have been the victims of summary execution at Sednaya, which also had a crematorium
Matt, I am,
on its
bro.
premises. Once taken there, some prisoners were forced to choose between dying themselves and killing a friend or relative.
What?
Sednaya is so inaccessible to the outside world that
By
most of the
themselves,
information
what?
about its hellish regime comes from former inmates. They claim that upon arrival, the detainees were severely beaten as
Oh my
part of
gosh.
a welcome party.
Bro.
While blindfolded,
What?
they were savagely struck with cables, metal bars, or a whip made out of a tire cut into strips.
gosh.
It was called the
Oh.
tank belt because of the explosive sound it made when it struck human flesh. Torture was rampant and included keeping inmates in stress positions.
Bro,
while
stress
they were beaten,
positions are the
electrocuted, or had cigarettes put out on their bodies.
Oh my
They were
gosh.
constantly deprived of food or water. Some were raped or forced at
What?
gunpoint to rape others.
Oh.
Prior to Sednaya,
Dude,
one
this is
detainee had
wild.
spent time at a
This
different
is
prison,
crazy,
where the
dude.
brutal conditions and shortages had forced him to become a cannibal. The man called that former
What?
prison heaven when compared to Sednaya. Thanks for watching. Would you rather spend a month in a Supermax prison?
That's
or a year?
insane, dude. That's wild. Alright. Let's see. 10 most wanted by the FBI. I kind of want to see this when the Sentinel tribe attacks.
Sorry, my grandma came in.
You're good, bro. 8. Okay, when the Sentinel tribe attacks. 8 Craigslist horror stories. Or when girlfriends go
Bro,
wrong.
I ain't about that Craigslist, bro. I'm trying to sell stuff on there right now. I don't need that.
What's up, Isaiah? Alright, so when the Sentinel tribe attacks or when girlfriends go wrong.
Girlfriend sounds
I
more
know, it
interesting.
does sound more interesting. Alright, let's see. Let's see how bad this is gonna get.
Oh, what was that beat? It was fire, bro.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Oh gosh, stop.
On July the 18th of 2020, a 34-year-old man refused to argue with his estranged girlfriend, believing that he was avoiding conflict. However, confrontation was the sole purpose of 29-year-old
What's up, Dad Arrow?
Lawrence when she showed up at the unnamed victim's home in Shreveport, Louisiana. Facing his complete refusal, the woman pulled out the gun, shot him, and fled the scene.
What?
Police patrol officers,
What did he refuse
who
to do?
responded to reports of a shooting,
I don't know.
found the man lying on the sidewalk, fighting for his life.
Girls
He
are
suffered
so
a single
rude.
gunshot wound and was taken to the hospital, where doctors performed life-saving surgery on him.
Gosh.
Lawrence's criminal action sparked a police hunt that lasted several days, but she eventually turned herself in. She was
Good.
expected to be charged with attempted murder in the second
He
degree.
refused to argue with her.
Number 8.
All right.
Oh.
then.
Jane Magson. A night out in Leicester, England, ended in disaster for 26-year-old James Knight. On March the 27th of 2016, he and his 28-year-old girlfriend, Emma Jane Magson, were in a cab, going home after a night of drinking. They began arguing so intensely that the driver asked them to get out of the vehicle.
Bro,
They
for real.
started walking as they continued to fight, and at some point, Knight pushed Magson into a parked car, making her fall to the ground. The
All
argument
right. That's rude.
continued after
Yeah,
they
it
arrived
is.
at Maxon's apartment. At some point during their escalating confrontation, the woman grabbed a steak knife and
What?
stabbed her boyfriend through the chest.
What?
Why were they
inflicting a wound
fighting?
4.5 inches deep.
Bro.
She then waited
gosh.
45 minutes to call the emergency services. The neighbors were reporting
I'm not gonna call until you apologize.
screaming that his heart was
What's up,
bleeding.
Laser?
When Maxon finally called the emergency services,
that sounds about right.
she lied to the
I'm
dispatcher
not
about
gonna
the
call
gravity of her
until you
boyfriend's
say you're
wounds
sorry.
and didn't mention
Oh
that
my
she'd stabbed
gosh.
him.
Ambulance, tell me exactly what's happened.
I don't know. My boyfriend's here and he's making weird noises.
Right. What
Right.
are you doing to make...
I don't know. He's got a lot of blood in his
Got a
chest,
lot of
isn't
blood.
he?
I don't know.
Come and take him to hospital.
I don't know. I don't know if there's some up with him
my
or he's just
gosh.
playing me about.
Is his eyes open at all? Is he awake?
Well, to be honest, it looks like he's sleeping, but it ain't how he normally sleeps. So I live with him, so it ain't how he normally
Bro,
sleeps. That makes sense.
you, that's so much
He
cap.
also had a fight with someone.
I know,
We'll get
right?
someone sent over to him. It's been arranged. I mean,
It's
might
funny.
take a while, so I do apologise. It's bank holiday weekend and we're getting absolutely...
It's so
No, that's fine.
psychopathic,
Don't worry
dude.
about it.
Dude,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
not-
Hermione and Ron in another.
Yeah,
in
but
another
I'm thinking
universe.
he's some drugs. I just think he's too smashed. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, he's too smashed. Okay.
Bro,
Bro, what in the world? The calmness in her voice is terrifying.
Yeah, that's what
Uh,
scares me. Is like a lot of those police calls, like after murders and
For
stuff.
real,
like,
dude.
Even though she claimed to have acted
like
in
when someone
self-defense,
does it, that's
Maxon
so
was
scary,
sentenced
bro.
to 17
Like, that's so
years in
psychopathic
prison.
to have that calmness and be like, yeah,
Number
yeah.
7.
Yeah,
He's
bro.
just lying there. I don't know
Farrell.
what happened.
It's getting worse and
Philip.
worse, and one of us is going to end up.
I love West Coast
38-year-old
Grizz.
Cordelia Farrell told police officers after being arrested for the assault of her 36-year-old boyfriend, Wayne Coventry. The British couple had been involved in what their friends and family described as a toxic relationship in September of 2019.
I mean, Isaiah, I love
Farrell
West Coast
attacked
Grizz.
her lover, allegedly dragging him by his testicles
What?
and biting his private
What?
parts. A
Okay.
month later, Coventry and Farrell got into an argument
Oh
at the
my
home of the former's
gosh.
brother in Bromsgrove, Worcestershire. As the fight got heated, Farrell grabbed a kitchen knife and stabbed her partner to death, piercing his chest and puncturing
Bro.
his aorta. The
Oh,
horrific
I'm
scene
gonna-
happened in
I'm
front
gonna
of their
break up with
friends,
my girlfriend
who
now.
later said they saw the woman
I just wanna
grin
live.
as she was pulling the knife out of the man's
She
chest.
grinned.
At first, Farrell fled the scene, but later turned herself into the
God.
authorities. In October of 2020, she was jailed for 10 years by the Worcester Crown
Only
Court
10?
for the
Dude,
manslaughter
don't get
of
involved
her
with these
boyfriend.
crazy girls, bro.
Number 6. Emily
Bro,
Javier.
fuck that girl.
Stay single.
Emily Javier waited until her boyfriend, Alex Lovell, was in bed before attacking him with a samurai sword. After she became suspicious that Lovell was cheating on her.
Oh my
First,
gosh.
she found the Tinder app
Full on
installed on
freaking
his phone.
Cobra Kai
Then
type
she
of
found
stuff.
strands of red hair in the shower drain
Oh my
at their home in Washington, USA. The woman reached her boiling point after Lovell came home one evening and ignored her. She went and taped the samurai sword to the side of their bed, and when they went
Yeah,
to sleep,
ignore this,
she
dude.
hid his phone so that he couldn't call for help.
Oh
When the
my
lights went
gosh,
out,
what a
Javier
psychopath.
reached for the sword and launched a
That's
frenzied
crazy.
attack, leaving Lovell with numerous stabs and cut wounds. As the man lay curled up in a pool of his own blood, Javier decided to call 911.
911, can I help you?
Oh my gosh, bro.
What is the address there?
Hold on a sec. I'll be right back. Okay.
You're good, bro.
Tell me what happened. Okay, what? Hey, is he awake?
He's dead. I think he's dead.
Okay, what is your name?
How are you just gonna stab somebody and then
Where did you stab him?
no, dude.
No, where on his body? Where on his body?
What's up, Goddess Ken?
Okay. Can you get a clean, dry cloth or a
For your
towel
montage?
and
What kind of
around-
montage?
Okay, Emily, where is the knife right now?
Where's the knife, bro? It's not a knife. It's a samurai sword.
You used a sword? Okay. Okay. Emily, they're on their way as fast as they can. Is your door unlocked already?
Dude, that's
Lovell was taken to the
insane.
hospital, where doctors had
What
to
a
reattach some of his
psychopath.
fingers and managed
She cut his
to
fingers
save his
off.
life. Javier pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree domestic violence murder in court and was sentenced to
Slater,
19
what's
years
up,
in
bro?
prison.
Always roasting me
Number
in my
five,
own comments.
Thomasine Bennett.
The comic relief of my streams.
67-year-old Thomasine Bennett was arrested in February 2017 after beating her boyfriend to death with a metal bat for 36
36
straight.
hours.
She and 63-year-old boyfriend Walter Mack Clark were at Bennett's apartment in Northeast Washington. On February the 17th,
Call of Duty?
officers received complaints of
Honestly,
disturbance from
one that
Bennett's
you could
neighbors.
do,
They
it'll
went to
be
investigate
copyrighted.
and were met by Bennett,
But
who took them to see
I know
the-
it'll sound good. I don't know if you do like quick scoping or anything, but that new song by Bella Porch, it's called "Build a B Word." I bet that would go hard on a montage, and it's super popular right now. So just try it. I'm telling you, "Build a BITCH" by Bella Porch. That song would go hard on montage. I want to see it too if you do it. So do it and then send it to me because I want to watch it.
The unresponsive naked body of her boyfriend, barricaded in a closet in a fetal position. She complained
gosh,
that
bro.
Clark had made her smoke a drug called Love Boat, a mixture of marijuana and embalming fluid. She then told them she'd been beating him with a baseball bat for the past day and a half.
Dude.
Clark was taken to Howard University Hospital, where he was pronounced dead from multiple blunt force trauma. Bennett was arrested and pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter.
And
in
for
July
36
2017.
hours, you can't get any less than that, bro.
10 years in prison.
Are
by
you
the
back?
Superior Court
I am
of
back.
the District
Alright.
of Columbia.
Dude, this girl beat this guy with a bat for 36 hours.
If you only list your vacation rental on
Hold up, Laser.
Airbnb,
It's
a long
you
time.
might
For 36 hours.
Number 4.
And then they found him
Samantha
dead in the
Adeoke.
closet, like huddled up, like
Just
he
a
was
couple of days
terrified. He
before
had barricaded the
Christmas,
closet
December
door shut.
23rd of 2013, 41-year-old Samantha Adeoke and her musician boyfriend, Peter Davigan,
Bro.
were drinking at the latter's apartment.
Philip,
in
I'm not
Stourbridge,
gonna give you that, bro, because I know you. You'll blow my
also,
chat up.
Jordan, I came up with a
Between the two,
really
and in a drunken
interesting
row,
sounding idea
Adeoke
that we should
began
try
hitting her
sometime.
partner
What's up?
with her fists, feet, and a metal
We should
guitar
like
stand
do a
until he
stream
became
sometime where we make a
unresponsive.
song together,
Instead
but we
of
have the
immediately
chat and
phoning
come up
for
with the
help,
lyrics and stuff.
Adeoke
That'd be
called her
funny.
daughter,
We could
It'd
do
be
that.
so
she'd gotten
funny.
in a fight with Davegood, and that in self-defense she'd left him unconscious. The woman's daughter urged her to call for help, but the woman said she needed to change her clothes first, as they were covered in blood. She then
Oh,
proceeded to
sus.
smoke cannabis, and only after
Are you
40
kidding
minutes
me?
did she finally call the emergency
Bro.
Oh my
services.
gosh, dude.
Paramedics
Girls are
arrived at the scene to
ridiculous.
find that Davegood had suffered internal bruising and bleeding, and alerted the police.
Philip,
At
you didn't
first,
know this was
Adeoke
live?
claimed
You
she
were
merely
just
pushed her
watching it?
partner while trying to defend herself.
She's like, oh my gosh, this is live?
However, post-mortem tests revealed that Davegood had been hit even when he was on the ground in a curled-up position.
bro. Alright.
The woman was found guilty of murder and consequently jailed for life. Number 3, Sarah Boone.
Sarah who?
What a
Sarah
42-year-old
Boone.
Florida woman first described as a game of hide-and-seek gone wrong was
Hide and seek
later
gone
revealed to have
wrong.
been a revenge murder.
Okay.
Sarah Boone and her boyfriend, Jorge Torres, had been
Dude,
drinking
he has
his
no
eyes
white
on
in his
the
eyes.
on
So
the night
black.
of February the 24th.
There's like no
of
distinction
2020.
of his
At
pupils.
some point,
You
Torres
guys want
thought it would
another
be
Among
funny
Us
to get
stream?
inside
We
the
might have to do
suitcase.
that.
Boone
Among Us.
then zipped him up and left him there for over 11 hours.
Stop.
After allegedly passing out in her bed for most of the night. The next morning, in her call to 911, the woman claimed it had been an accident.
Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase.
Oh, she put him in a
I
suit.
tried giving him CPR.
Bro.
Okay. So he was in a suitcase?
You was
Yes, and I fell asleep.
He sounds like tech
43-year-old
scamming
man.
or something.
All right. Is he awake at all? Is he conscious at all?
No, he's purple.
Is he
He's
breathing?
purple.
No,
All right. I need you to get him on the floor, flat on his back for me, okay?
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
You did?
All right.
I tried giving him CPR.
Bro, she looks like Pam from The Office, like,
Purple.
like 15 years later.
This is what drugs.
This is what Pam killed Jim.
All right, listen to me. Listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Removing the pillows, okay?
Yes, I did.
All right, okay.
He's stiff and purple.
However, investigators found that the man's eye was bruised
Ooh.
and that he had a cut on his lip.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was later revealed that Boone had recorded the lover throughout the night as he was struggling to get out of the suitcase and slowly dying of asphyxiation as he was
That's
begging to be
insane.
freed because
That
he couldn't
is-
breathe. Boone replied that it was how she felt when Torres would cheat.
Bruh?
Sarah
Oh
Boone
my
was arrested on
God.
charges of second-degree
Girls are
murder.
wild, dude. They're so
Requested
so
by
crazy.
Ernest and Kevin King. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe.
That's literally
Moral of the stream,
ridiculous.
guys. Don't get a girlfriend.
Dude, stay single.
Stay single.
Girls, they will kill
Or
you.
Or you might just end up being like one of them.
Oh, stop. The thing is though, like when a dude kills his girlfriend in a relationship,
Number 2.
he'll just like beat her to
Jody
death or
Davis.
like kill her. These are like some really
The fatal
creative ways
attraction
to kill
that led to a
somebody.
young man's bloody death
Right? Like
is
to
how
to
prosecutors
suffocate
framed
you in
the
a
murder
suitcase
of
and then say, "That's how
32-year-old
I felt when you
Travis
cheated."
Alexander at the hands of his girlfriend, Jody Arias. In June of 2008, Arias stabbed Alexander.
What else you got,
27
Laser?
times, slit his throat, and shot him in the head.
Are you?
at his
That's
home in Mesa,
no.
Arizona.
She was so overkill.
The
She
incident
right?
occurred
She was
only
mad,
months
man.
after they had broken up their relationship, which was described as unusually tumultuous by their friends. In early 2008, Alexander told some of his acquaintances that he'd ended things with Arias after around a year of
Interesting,
relationship. However, it's believed that they'd continue to see each other in secret solely for intercourse.
Wow.
In April, Alexander changed his travel companion for an upcoming work trip from Arias to another female friend.
Oh no.
Shortly after that, on May the 28th, the home of Arias's grandparents allegedly got broken into by burglars. At the time, a .25 caliber automatic Colt pistol was stolen.
That's a pretty
Yeah,
In
they should
early
drop some
June,
of these games,
after
bro.
not being able to reach Alexander for several days, a group of his friends decided to check on him at his home. When they entered the residence, they found large pools of blood in the hallway and discovered his lifeless body in the master bedroom with
Why
a
are
.25
they
caliber
so
round
crazy?
next to him. In the 911 call, Alexander's friends mentioned Arias as a possible suspect.
Oh my God.
911 emergency. Hi, this is what's going on?
What?
What's going on?
A friend of ours is dead in his bedroom. We hadn't heard from him for a while. We think he's dead. His roommate just went in there
These
and
911 calls
said lots of
afterwards are
blood.
so
I didn't
crazy.
go in, but I can give you the phone to someone who went in there.
Yes, please. Can you?
Hello.
Hi. So what's going on?
He's dead. He's in his bedroom.
Okay.
In the shower.
Okay. How did this happen? Do you have any idea?
No, we have no idea. Everyone's been wondering about him
Okay.
for
Well,
a
she
few
said
days.
she said that there was blood. So is it coming from his head? Did he cut
No,
his wrist?
it's all over the place.
He has an ex-girlfriend that's been bothering him and following him and slashing tires and things like that. Her name is Jody.
Well, I'm just going to keep you on the phone until officers arrive. Either officers or meds arrive, okay?
Dude, she killed him.
The woman was arrested a month later
What?
and initially pled not guilty.
Oh my.
She admitted to killing Alexander 2 years later,
What?
claiming it had been in self-defense.
You were at his
Following
house.
several
Yeah.
years of trials and appeals, Arias was sentenced to life in prison without the
Dang, bro.
possibility of parole.
You never gonna get a boyfriend again.
Moroccan. After a 7-year relationship with her boyfriend, a 30-year-old Moroccan woman experienced a moment of insanity when the man told her he was going to marry another woman. In the summer of 2018, the man's brother declared him missing after visiting the couple's home in
Don't tell her that,
United
bro.
Arab Emirates to ask his girlfriend about his whereabouts. The woman said she'd kicked him out of their home and that she didn't know where he was. About 3 months later, in November, the brother claimed to have found a human tooth inside the woman's blender.
What?
DNA test confirmed the tooth belonged to the missing man.
Oh, she killed him and blended him
During
up.
questioning, she denied any involvement.
And drink him.
But later confessed to the murder claim she wanted revenge
No.
for financially providing for him during their relationship. After killing him, she cut up his body and asked a friend to help
No.
her. She confessed to using a blender to mince her partner's flesh, cooking it with matchbouz, a traditional dish, and serving it to a group of
Oh my
Pakistani
gosh.
construction workers from a nearby site. The woman was sent to a hospital to determine if she was suffering from a mental
How is that a
illness,
moment
and
of
she's meant to face
insanity?
trial after the investigation is completed.
But just imagine being the construction worker.
Imagine
like,
finding out
this
that
tastes
somebody
good.
fed you her husband
yeah.
because she was mad that he cheated or
Yeah,
was
but
gonna
like-
leave her.
What if it was really good?
All right, bro, you need to go back to that prison with the cannibals. You're out. Get out of here, bro.
No, but what
You're
I'm saying
asking
is
the
like,
wrong
what
questions.
if it was like so good, and they're like, this is busting, you know, like this is some real good food, and then all of a sudden, like the cops go up to them like a couple weeks later, and they're like, yeah, that person you ate was that lady's ex. Like,
And who was the friend that helped her dispose of the body?
I know.
Just another
Imagine
crazy girl.
Imagine getting that call being like, hey, Brittany,
honestly, dude,
you remember Jonathan?
That's
I kind of need you to help me
wild.
like dump his corpse and
All
cook
right.
it or something.
When boyfriends go wrong, when celebrities go wrong, when gold diggers go wrong, when urban exploring goes wrong.
Urban exploring, interesting.
Right.
When Australia goes wrong.
I feel like urban exploring can be cool. Because you always see the videos on YouTube, like the clickbait of people who do go urban exploring, but then nothing happens. Like, I want to see some real stuff that happens.
Number 8. Teenagers lost in catacombs. While some sections of the catacombs in Paris are open to the public and even offer guided tours, the majority of the tunnels are closed off. Nevertheless, people still illegally sneak.
Have you seen As Above, So Below?
Hold secret parties. One Saturday night.
Is that a movie?
It's a scary movie where they go like exploring the catacombs in Paris. It's really crazy.
Entered the catacombs.
Let me guess, there's like a witch under there or something.
No, it's just really like
they couldn't
creepy.
find their way back and got lost in the vast underground network, which covers roughly 150 miles.
Where I
They
live,
spent 3 days
over
in
in
the
Eureka
catacombs,
Springs, there's
which
like
hold the
a whole
remains of
city
over
under the city.
6
No
It's
way.
really cool.
Rescuers
awesome.
found them by using sniffer dogs and thankfully,
And the hotel there is like
aside
one of
from
the
cold
most
exposure,
haunted
the
hotels in the world.
teenagers were unharmed.
Or maybe in the United States, I'm not sure. Let me find something on
Urban
What's up,
exploration,
Flamehand?
also known as urbex or UE, is the practice of exploring man-made structures that are abandoned, hidden, or forbidden. Historical documentation and photography feature prominently in the activity. The rise in interest in urban exploration could be attributed to increased media coverage of the places in question, which may include urban ruins, roofs, underground tunnels, storm drains, sewers, and many others.
I was watching one where they were like
Explorers
doing
often
urban
engage with
exploring of like
prohibited
an abandoned
activities,
aquarium.
theft, or property damage.
And
Oh, that's cool.
Many
they
tend
found
to
a
follow
bunch
the
of sharks
philosophy
in the
of take
aquarium.
nothing but pictures
And they
and
found,
nothing
well, yeah,
but
they found out that people were
More
running
dangerous
like
offshoot
a
of urban
breeding
exploring
facility
is called
illegally
rooftop
for like exotic
Oh.
animals out of the
That's
aquarium.
climbing tall structures
That's
and
like,
making
that makes
videos
sense
or
though.
taking
Like,
photos.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Wow.
in death-defying poses. The risks of urban exploration and the
I sent you the
activities
video
that
of
derive
the
from it are
documentary of the
plentiful,
hotel that's
both
like
from the
an hour
perspective
away.
of physical
Oh, dope.
health, as well as from a legal standpoint.
What happened to Call Me Carson? Update. Urban exploring sounds really fun.
Right?
Like, I can't even lie. I've done it a few times and it's really
Same.
enjoyable.
Number
Same.
7, Rebecca Bunting.
What's up, Volt Torzy?
In June of 2018, urban explorer Rebecca Bunting was swept away by flash floods from a Philadelphia storm drain.
Dang.
The 30-year-old woman, described as a queen in the world of urban exploration,
Interesting.
had been taking photos alongside her boyfriend. During the flood, He was able to pull himself out of the Pennypack Creek's raging
That's
waters and call the authorities after Bunting disappeared.
Oh, no.
Michael's body was found the following day, trapped under furniture, abandoned in the creek.
Wow.
It's believed that the woman had been knocked out as she was being swept away and had
That's
consequently
crazy, dude.
drowned.
What's up, Joshua?
Number 6. Maxime Saroug. On January the 12th of 2017, French rooftopper and urban climber Maxime Saroug lost his life while climbing a bridge in Lyon.
These are the parkour videos you don't see, man.
Yeah.
On urban structures.
This is the stuff you find on Live Leaks.
These included stadiums, factories, cranes, and towers.
Mhm.
Saroug once argued in an interview that it wasn't the quest for adrenaline, but rather his love of photography that led him to take risks. His
That's the
creative
hotel.
efforts to
That's the
capture
one.
Elements of the urban landscape from a different
Okay,
perspective.
so I watched another video of Urban
His latest
Exploring.
endeavor
That
would
hotel
have
that they just showed, that picture?
You talking about?
Or
the
no,
mall?
it's a mall. Yeah, the mall.
Uh-huh.
On the very bottom, there was like 2 or 3, 4 feet of water because there's no roof.
Yeah.
And there were a ton of koi fish in there.
Oh, so that's the place they were using to breed?
Well,
Or
no,
is
this
that
is
a
it was the same guy but a different video.
Oh.
And so it's somewhere in Asia, and it has like 10 floors. But at the very bottom, there was like
It was
3 or
just
4
filled with
feet of
water.
water, and there was like tons and tons of koi fish.
Wow.
And I think in the video when they went, somebody had drained all the water, so they weren't there anymore. But I thought like that's like the coolest thing. Like an abandoned
Yeah.
mall is just full of water with fish.
That's
From
crazy.
a different perspective. Unfortunately, his latest endeavor would have a tragic outcome. While climbing the Mulatier railway bridge, the teenager lost his grip and fell to his death. The abandoned structures that urban explorers target may include amusement parks, factories,
those actually
fallout
legit, like,
shelters,
abandoned
asylums,
theme
sanatoriums,
parks?
or
I
hospitals.
don't know.
Like
In Japan,
I know there's like
practice is
abandoned
known as
water
haiku,
parks and stuff.
and it's particularly popular.
People like to go
due
skate
the
in them.
country's abundance
Yeah,
of
yeah, I've
abandoned
seen that.
infrastructure as a result of earthquakes, World War II, and rapid
I think finding a
industrialization.
silo would be so
One
cool.
variation of urbex called infiltration.
Or people going to,
involves
like,
exploring elevator rooms,
Chernobyl and
abandoned
stuff.
floors, and other areas of buildings that are in active use. Cataphile is a term used in reference to urban explorers of catacombs, such as those in Rome, Odessa, and Paris. Abandoned transit tunnels like the branches
I'd love to
of
explore
London Underground
catacombs or go like
or
on a
New York's
catacombs tour.
Rochester subway
Bro,
are
when I
also
come visit
popular
you, let's find
locations.
like some places nearby
Training is
For
another
real,
element
bro.
that are
of
like
the
abandoned,
activity,
and let's go
with
visit them.
practitioners targeting storm drains and sanitary sewers, while roof and tunnel hacking is a variation that involves accessing utility tunnels. Number 5. Wu Yongning.
Ooh, yo.
On October
Alright,
8th
bro.
of 2017, while attempting a dangerous stunt, a Chinese rooftopper fell to his death.
Oh, no.
62
Oh
stories.
my
That
god.
must have been the
26-year-old
best
Wu
way to
Yongning,
die, though.
who
Like, that
described
must have been
himself as the
so
country's
like
first
Look at him.
rooftopper,
such an
would
experience.
often live stream his death-defying performances. The sites that he used reportedly allowed his viewers to offer virtual gifts that could be converted into money. It's been argued
donations.
that these incentives, coupled with the fame and followers he'd gained, had led Wu to pursue increasingly more dangerous stunts. Some of the videos he'd post showed him dangling from skyscrapers by
Interesting.
one hand or his fingertips. In what would become his last performance, Wu climbed to the top of Changsha's Huaiyuan International Center. He performed pull-ups by hanging from the edge of the building. However, when he tried to climb back, the tips of his shoes kept slipping on the side of the
Oh
skyscraper.
no.
The harrowing video of Wu losing his grip and
Flamehand, have you
before
done
he
that,
was
bro?
shot subsequently
Jeez,
started
that's crazy.
circulating on the Chinese social media site Weibo. Number 4.
So we could like find that
Andrei
video if we
Petrovsky.
wanted, huh?
I guess so.
In September of
Kinda weird.
2015, Russian daredevil Andrei Petrovsky fell to his death
Another
while
one.
posing for a photo
See, this
atop a
is crazy,
9-story
dude.
building in the city of Vologda.
These
Petrovsky was part of the
these
rooftop craze, which had
these
overtaken
parkour
the
stuff
youth
videos are
in
like
recent years. With the selfies
just
he'd
encouraging
taken
people who don't
life-threatening
know what they're doing
situations.
to do crazy
The
stuff.
17-year-old had gained some attention
agree,
on
I
social media. His latest stunt involved hanging from the side of a building
That's a
with a
wow.
rope secured around his waist, while posing for a photo that would have made it look as if he'd fallen off. Unfortunately, the rope snapped.
Oh,
and the
no.
teen plummeted to the ground.
That's
Justified the
exactly
initial
what they'd
impact,
say.
As
Oh,
the drop
no.
had been cushioned by some bushes, but later succumbed to his
Oh
injuries.
no, that sucks.
Right? And like, so that was just, he wanted to make it look like he fell. Like, that's not even
Yeah.
just slipping and falling. That's literally, like, okay, if you're gonna do that, at least make sure the rope is gonna hold you.
Rooftoping.
Someone saw that photo and they're like, whoa, that's realistic.
Is not universally condoned among urban explorers because of its dangers. The attention given to these thrill seekers, particularly on social media, will drive them to try extremely risky stunts like one-arm hangs at dizzying heights.
I want to do that.
The margin for error is virtually non-existent, as falling is synonymous with death. Exploring storm drains is also dangerous.
Yeah, that's so
Due
dangerous.
to flooding and several drowning incidents have been reported.
I've
Those
done that.
exploring extensive networks, like catacombs or other underground tunnels,
Underground
risk becoming
tunnels
lost.
scare me, man.
Abandoned
Like,
buildings
I feel like someone's
may
gonna come
feature
out and be like,
unstable structures, stray
They're
voltage,
gonna kill me.
broken glass or harmful substances, floors and roofs.
I've done
are
storm
susceptible
drains.
to structural collapse, which may result in severe injury or even death. There's also the risk of encountering guard dogs or aggressive squatters.
The squatters is
The
a thing,
long-term
dude.
health effects of urban exploration include
Like dogs?
pulmonary
No,
illnesses
like
from
people who are
exposure to
homeless who just
asbestos
kind of live there,
and contaminants from
and
dry
like
bird
they
feces.
can be really,
Exploring
like really
sewers can
mean.
be extremely dangerous
Give
due
me
to
your
buildups
money.
of toxic
Okay,
gases like methane,
alright.
carbon dioxide, or hydrogen
Leave or
sulfide.
die.
In addition to these inherent dangers, there are
What's your
various legal
problem?
consequences stemming from trespassing, as well as
Come
breaking
on.
and entering laws
This
that
better-
often apply to the targeted spaces.
Okay, I'm gonna
Okay,
stop.
Number 3,
alright.
Jeff Chapman. On August the 23rd of 2005, Jeff Chapman, a pioneer of urban exploring, passed away due to cancer. The Toronto-based urban explorer, better known by the pseudonym
How is this
Ninjalicious,
when urban
founded a
exploring
zine
goes wrong?
called Infiltration. First released in 1996, it covered various urban exploration topics like venturing into abandoned military
I
shelters,
want to do that.
navigating.
There's
storm
one.
drains,
Okay, so there's one by I
invading
live,
hotel
by where I
security.
live,
Chapman was
Seriously?
and I
credited
can't remember
with
what it
coining
was
the
for. I
term
can't remember if it was like for a
which is an
rocket
object,
or
like a
something.
device or a piece of equipment.
It's in New Mexico.
Have you
And
been?
no, but I've seen it, and there's basically like just literally like a doorway and a cement thing, and that's all it is. But it goes down like
really deep.
like 10, 15 stories, and it's just like this huge thing in the ground.
I
I'll
think
have to
that's
look
so
on the
cool
internet.
because like you'll see it and it doesn't look like much, but then you
No,
go in
it
and,
looks like the
it's
tiniest
whole-
little shack, but it's
Yeah, yeah.
huge, like this huge thing
On
on
the
the ground.
inside?
I'll have
Is
to
it,
find
like,
it again.
Abandoned? Is it like
Yeah,
protected or anything?
people go in there all the time. I've literally, it's right off the highway. I've literally driven by it like multiple times.
Oh, why don't you go? You got to take a buddy though. Don't
For
go
real,
by
I'm not going
yourself.
alone. There's no way. I'll have to find it and show it to you.
Only meant to reduce suspicion if one is found in a restricted area. According to his girlfriend, Chapman was diagnosed with autoimmune diseases after becoming an avid explorer. This led to extended stays in hospitals, which only enhanced his
I hate
fascination
needles.
with venturing into such institutions. He would ultimately be diagnosed with cholangiocarcinoma, a type of cancer that forms in the bile ducts. Doctors attributed the illness to carcinogens that Chapman had come into contact with during his years of
Oh
exploring.
wow! So
3
he
years
got
after a
cancer from
successful
exploring.
liver transplant, he succumbed to the disease at the age of 31. His book, Access All Areas, A User's Guide to the Art of Urban Exploration, was released shortly before his death. Number 2,
Interesting.
Eric Jansen. In October of 2017, urban explorer Eric Jansen suffered a fatal fall from the London House
Oh,
Hotel
no.
in Chicago. The 48-year-old journalist was visiting the city for a tour that promised behind-the-scenes access to over 200 buildings.
That's cool.
Jansen was reportedly
Wow.
fascinated by urban decay and had a passion for photography, which often saw him exploring rooftops or abandoned buildings. He wasn't staying at the London House and had stepped away to take some pictures. After visiting the hotel's top floor
Cool.
lounge, it was reported that he trespassed in order to get to a ledge on the 20th floor. It was there that Jansen took a tragic misstep that sent him plummeting to a 6th floor roof below. It sustained multiple injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. Today's topic was requested by Kiki Gaming, JQYDXN, Batman, Julian Gargalano, and Alta Anastasia.
Nice.
If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below.
Interesting. Stuff like that is crazy, bro.
For real, dude.
Philip says, "This is kind of scary. I think I might go."
Precaution is usually the best course of action when it comes to urban exploring, providing that the activity is done under legal circumstances. This often means acquiring the right information about the layout of the place and making sure to venture into areas of it that are structurally sound. The equipment required depends on the site itself, but most often includes, aside from a camera, comfortable clothes, durable boots and gloves, a medical kit, a flashlight, as well as food and water. To mitigate the dangers of respiratory illnesses, many urban explorers choose to wear respirators or dust masks. The cardinal rule of storm drain explorers is to avoid the sites in case of rain. Those that choose to pursue rooftoping, even though it's often illegal, should at the very least refrain from performing stunts that further endanger their lives.
Bro, that'd be fun though to
Ethan
go up on
Bonner.
top of
For real.
like that.
In August of 2020, Ethan Bonner died from injuries sustained after falling through the roof of an industrial building in Devon.
I'm looking at abandoned places in New Mexico, and I've been to some of these places.
Old Dairy Crest
Oh, really?
in the
Cool.
town of Totnes, when the structure beneath him collapsed under his weight. He was trapped in the derelict building with critical injuries for more than 24 hours. The young man was eventually discovered by a dog belonging to a fire service search
Interesting.
team. Bonner was rushed to a hospital, where he was later pronounced dead due to severe skull fractures. In the incident's aftermath, his mother revealed that he'd filmed himself atop the building prior to falling through the roof.
Dude.
Huh.
Thanks for watching. Would you rather spend a week in a house rumored to be haunted, or a night in the sewer?
I'd rather do
Let
the
us
first
know
one.
in the comments section.
I'd rather do the sewer.
Really?
My own head will play too many games with me.
Oh, but like, isn't it like all stinky and stuff?
Dude,
Especially
I'd
at
rather
night,
do it.
you know?
I'd 100% rather do it. Alright, man. I think I'm going to end stream
All right,
because
man.
it's late.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with us.
These guys have a good night.
Peace.